And the Bible says in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, that in the latter times some are going to depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. The Bible also says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, that before the Antichrist even comes in the world scene, that there's going to be a massive falling away from the faith. And then you got these people outside of Christianity that are lying through their teeth about some of the things that they're saying. According to atheist statistics, religion, that's the word we're going to use here, okay? Religion is on the decline, and that more and more people are identifying as atheists. Well, the fact of the matter is most people are not honest regarding how many people live in their homes, because when you look in these poor rural areas or the ghetto, a lot of times you'll have like you and your husband staying somewhere, and then talking about the women or whatever, you have yourself, you have your husband, you have your kids, but then you got a couple of relatives staying with you. Point of the matter is they're lying, and it becomes a stat. We have X amount of people living in a city when several thousands of people were not reported to actually be living there. And these stats have failures all over the place. So now, you know, on certain forums, they ask you, what is your race, color, religion, creed, or whatever they be asking you on there. I admit that I have not been honest on those forums. I even leave it blank sometimes. There's a lot of people out there leave it blank because, you know, some of us got this little paranoia about the, you know, New World Order or the Antichrist coming knocking on our door and taking us away and whatnot. So we don't tell people all the time on those forums what it is that we believe. You got people out there saying, oh, I'm not a Christian. They won't come to my home and cut my head off. You got people doing that kind of thing. So what happens is you get these atheists and they're like, wonder how many religious people are on the earth. And then they go on the internet and they believe that the statistics that they're looking at is accurate. Identifies as being atheist, which is ridiculous. On none of those forms, and this is for the Hebrew Israelites out there, okay? This is gonna prove I'm being fair, okay? This is for all the Hebrew Israelites. When you look at that form and ask you what religion are you, does it say Hebrew Israelite on there? And for you Luciferians out there, does it say Luciferian on there? Or for you Satanists out there, does it say Satanist on there? I know it has other on there, and a lot of people simply don't fill that stuff out. So, again, so why are atheists using a flawed system to try to determine how many religious people are in the world? See, I always say this, if you want to know the reality of whether or not religion is dying, walk outside your house. That's all you got, walk outside your house. Doesn't matter what country you're living in, doesn't matter what state you're living in, walk outside your house. Say, listen, let me ask you something. Do you have a religion? First thing going through atheists head, oh, I ain't a Christian. Yet they tell us over and over, guys, for those of you who are theists, this is for you guys. They are constantly telling us that we need to read a dictionary, yet they don't even know what religion is. You ever hear an atheist get on here and go, well, the population of Hebrew Israelites in America is, based on the stats. So here's the thing now, okay? So they use these statistics to try to say, oh, most people don't identify as being religious in a European country. And look at look how we don't have no crime here. And look how peaceful our nation is. And we have no religion. And when we start asking, I was like, that's pretty interesting. What religion are you talking about? And before you get the pause and no thinking about it, they say, oh, we're talking about any religion. And then when you get to talking to them, you know that they're talking about Christianity. Well, Christianity is one religion. Are you telling me that these people don't have no religion whatsoever? They don't have a belief in a deistic God or any kind of God whatsoever? Pantheistic God, anything like that? May I see the statistics on that, please? Well, G-Man, we haven't really evolved yet. Well, G-Man, we haven't really evolved yet, G-Man, to be able to tell you, whether or not people are pantheists or Luciferians or anything like that. I know you and I know psychopath atheists. There's a lot of people here that live in New Jersey. A lot. So, 2 people? Anyway, so the bottom line is, actually, I know another one. I know one that lives in Union City. It's 3. Wait, I know another one in Jersey City. That's 4. 500,000 people, I think. I gotta find out how many people live in New Jersey. I gotta look at the stats one day. Actually, the bottom line is that these people try to convince you, the audience, where they try to intentionally deceive you by going, or maybe they're just plain ignorant, where they're just saying, well, what convinced me that there are more atheists in the country than we let up is because I went to look at these statistics, and these statistics told me that there's a lot of atheists here. Again, people lie on those things all the time. That's why I don't believe it's a reliable source to be able to get the logistics of how many atheists are actually in the United States of America. That's why I always jokingly say that there's only about 2 to 3% of them in the entire country. I would love to be able to see that one. And by the way, 1 million men on top of that happen to be atheists. I would love to see you people do that. So anyway, what about 1 million women that claim to be atheists? Countrywide, get together and do something in Washington. It'll never happen because there ain't that many of you. So, oh, and you wanna know how I know this? Because reality is when I go outside my door, it doesn't matter what state in the union I go to. Finding an atheist is extremely hard to do, which is why a lot of us have to actually come on the internet to actually talk to one of you who identify with being an atheist. Because if you ask me, none of you are. So stop using the statistics because they're not accurate. Okay, people lie on those things all the time. And the very fact that you're holding to a lie is hilarious to determine how many. Now mind you, you could say, G-Man, we can say that about you. We can say that, well, how do you know how many Christians there are out there? Well, let's just say we don't want to use the stats what you're using. Let's just say, and I would never do this, by the way. I would not agree to do this, but let's just say we take the churches, right? Let's say we take all the churches out there. And we ask, okay, out of everybody in your congregations, how many of them say that they're Christian? We don't question their claim. We don't do anything like that. Like you're literally outnumbered like 1,000 to 1. I just want to let you guys know that. Like you're really outnumbered here in the U.S. I really want to let you know that. And if we go worldwide, I would say you're outnumbered about 25,000 to 1, 30,000 to 1, 50,000 to 1. Most people haven't even, most younger people, I would say from 13 and under, don't even know what an atheist is. They don't even know what an atheist is. I didn't know what an atheist was until I was 30 something. So, just saying. On this side of YouTube. On this side of YouTube. If you believe in any supernatural, if you don't believe in any supernatural gods, that makes you an atheist. See how the definitions change? Hold on a minute. Then when you get over here to dishonest Dillahunty, this is what he says. If you lack a belief in a god or gods, that makes you an atheist. So they don't even got a definition that they agree with. What I gotta do is first get them to what I recently been doing is show them that God is statistically possible. I'll be right back. Hold on. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So I proved that statistically speaking, that a God probably does exist. And once I get the atheists to do that, then not to mention what I like to do is to show them that they know that God exists, they just suppress the truth and unrighteousness. But the other thing is, what's really fun is to make them define what they say they don't believe. And 100% of the time, is the Christian God. That's the only God they know how to define. But they always get mad when you talk about one God. The one God that they get angry when you attack, and I'm referring to the atheist community, is when you go after their intellect. You can't go after their intellect and you can't deal with their science. Because if you touch that, you have started a war. They will religiously come after you. You say a word about evolution, it is war. Talk about starving kids, you can talk about all the other stuff, but don't talk about evolution. Don't talk about abiogenesis, or it's over for you and your channel. They're gonna come and downvote all of your videos. They're gonna say all kinds of horrible and disgusting things about you, and don't talk about their precious degrees, because if you do, it is over. They are coming to get you. Coming to get you. It's like, where are you guys getting your information from? Listen to me. You can be an atheist or identify one or make believe to be one or whatever it is that you do in your free time. I'm going to continue to be a Christian, but I'm going to tell you something about something, okay? I'm going to tell you something. Just because Matt Dillahunty says it doesn't mean it's true. Paul was in there, was in second place or something like that. I nominate Tommy Hall to destroy Matt Dillahunty. I nominate him. He can represent me. I'm so confident Tommy Hall will destroy Matt Dillahunty. And don't even get me started on true empiricism and Antonio. Antonio will, on the abortion issue, any rape issue he wants to talk about, Antonio will use Matt Dillahunty as a mop. And Antonio can represent me. True empiricism is smarter than most of this atheist community. I'm sorry. He's smarter than most of these people in the atheist community. In the sense that he's more grounded and he's better at debating than a lot of you. He's just better at it. It was the quickest conversation I ever had in my life. What is the moral basis for you to call me a liar? The jewel coming out of his mouth. Come on now, seriously. I got a lot of these test tube babies, these chemicals, these walking barrels of chemicals who identify as evolutionists, telling me that I'm a liar, but can't give me a moral basis for why I'm a liar. I need empathy. My moral basis is based on my own personal opinion. Oh, okay, cool. I don't care about what your opinion is. And then go about your business. Because opinion doesn't necessarily follow regarding I shall defend science with all of my heart, life, and ability. I shall not let no one disrespect evolution in my presence. I shall not respect religion. I shall always believe Matt Dillahunty is smarter than everyone else on the earth. I shall. And then walking by those tenets, you get destroyed every time you talk to a theist. Say religious, what do you mean by that? We know in advance that you're talking about Christians. If you don't believe in Christianity, you're not an atheist. It's just dumb. Stop thinking that. If you're not a Christian or you're not a Muslim, you can't say you're an atheist. It's just dumb. You can't sit there and say you don't believe in any gods without even knowing what the God concept is to begin with. It's like you guys are making an argument from ignorance or something. Dark Savage, no one isn't saying that the census is not good to determine the size of our populations. I believe that the way atheists are going about to determine how many religious people are in America, and going by and my battery's almost dead. I believe that the way they're presently going about, I'm at 9%. I believe that the way that they're going about determining how many religious people in this country is stupid. And I think that the best way, and I know what they're going to argue in the response video. Oh, but G-Man, we're going by religious sites. They're telling us how many religious people are in these countries. So G-Man just polled his own religious people. No, that's what you're going to say. And when I see that video, I will respond to it. Because that's probably just as dumb as appealing to the stats, to be honest. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. If you run into an atheist that says that religion is dying in America, just keep walking. It's kind of like when you see the Hebrew Israelites going, "Thus saith the Lord." Just keep walking. Just keep walking. When you hear an atheist go, "Oh, religion is dying in America," just keep walking. They didn't take their medication that day. You know, they're a little bit crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. Religion in America is alive and well. Trust you me when I say that. Till next time, guys, it's been another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, letting you all know to read your Bible and do what it says. And again, if you see these crazy behind people that says that religion's dying, keep it moving because they're crazy. God bless.